Right, so this art that I have right here is the Luncheon on the Grass. It is located in Paris, France, specifically at the Musée d'Orsay, and the artist responsible for this is Monet, not Monet, Monet. His nationality is French, and this is oil paint on canvas. The period of work this is in the Impressionism era. So the historical relevance of this work, the rejection of this work was not so much because of the female nudes in Monet's painting, a classical subject, but by their presence in a modern setting accompanied by clothed bourgeoisie men. So basically, it's just very weird that she's naked and they're not. And so we kind of talked about this with Davidson before we went into the museum. And he was like, they don't seem like gentlemen because they're not trying to cover her up. Like, from your perspective, like, you're like stumbling upon them and like, oh my god, she's naked and they're clothed, but they're not doing anything about it, you know? So how long did it take to create? A year. And why is it important? Because it depicts a female nude and a scantily dressed female bather on a picnic with two fully dressed men in a rural setting. So kind of weird. Defining characteristics, she's naked. There you have clothes on. Pretty much. And there's also someone in the back, which I thought was weird. I was like, who is that person back there? Historical contributions of the artist. Monet was a very famous artist during this time. So he bridged the gap between two of the most important art movements of the 19th century, realism and impressionism. You kind of see that in those, in this painting itself, how like it looks very real, but with the brushstrokes and stuff, you can see the impressionism. What I noticed, what was my personal observation, I just thought it was so weird how she's naked and they're not. And so it kind of makes me question, I'm like, what's going on here? Like, is she okay? Is she all right? And also the guy in the back. I noticed the guy in the back a lot. How does it compare to other works? It blends two different time periods, Impressionism and Realism, together. So it wasn't just straight Impressionism like a Monet. It had some realism aspects. So fun fact, this was very controversial because she's naked and they're not.